I have always been a wanderer. I have roamed these lands for as long as I can remember, but my blades always lead me back to conflict. When I heard of the evils befalling Torchlight, I returned from the wilderness. Tales of madness, townsfolk slain or missing, and a darkness rising from the deep. It was inevitable that I was drawn to this place. My blades would not be still. So I made the long journey. I arrived at sunset, and while things at first seemed simple, I did not know then the shadows I would face, and the terrible power gathering far below the surface. I would discover them in time.
Help or stay out of the way.
Brink, over here! I can't hold them back much longer.
You all right, Syl? Rest here a while. I'm going ahead to finish the job.
It's no wonder Master Ulrich sent for my help. The Ember mines are overrun with these creatures. His letter was urgent, but I had no idea how dire things have become. I am Syl, and that was my companion, Brink. We've only just arrived in Torchlight, and it looks like we're going to need some help. You look capable, and I can pay you well. Please, catch up to Brink before he gets himself killed.
And began my exploration of the tunnels below. These mines are vast and aglow with ember. I've never seen so rich a vein. Miners labor to extract it and take no heed of my warnings. I cannot blame them. I, too, could not resist the pull of ember. This ember is the same as that which afflicts me. The taint within it resonates with the corruption in my bones. I can feel it so clearly now. Blight springs from the depths and flows up through the veins. To purge myself of this evil, I must find the source.
Syl send you after me? She must have thought I was in over my head again. Well, she's right. These monsters are getting stronger and I could use your help. I'm going after the fiend that was attacking Syl on the bridge. Will you join me? What have you done with Ulrich?
I am here, Brink. I sent for Syl, but I don't recall inviting you or your friend. You may still prove useful, however. Still.
Alas, my friend. You say this is Ulrich's doing? Then his summons was a trap. But why? The corruption here must have overwhelmed his mind. I can't believe it's so powerful. Yes. I see it's touched you as well. Light is spreading through you, and if we don't find a way to stop it, you will meet the same fate as Brink. I'm sorry I brought you into this. I'll do my best to cure you. Meet me in Torchlight, and I'll tell you my plan.
You have gained a task.
bit overwhelmed, friend. Brink is dead, my master is lost, and I feel responsible for your corruption as well. Somehow the blighted ember is fusing with your flesh, changing it. But at least the progress is slow. I have some knowledge of the crypts below the mine. The Overseer experimented with methods of purifying ember. We may be able to use his knowledge to purge the corruption from you now. Find the Overseer's library. His notes should be there.
The miners chip their way down through the rock, unaware of the tombs below. When they finally break through, I hope they are wise enough to flee, collapsing their tunnels behind them. This vault was rightly sealed. It was an experiment as ill-fated as my own. Their ancestors are animated not with life, but with the same dark energy that flows through the ember veins. Separating out the vileness is impossible. Immortality lies forever beyond our reach. I was a fool to think otherwise.
The necropolis sealed. I could purge the corruption from the awakened with a little more time. But they will not listen. They call the ember's effect a curse and feign concern for the peaceful rest of our ancestors. But fear alone guides them. If the Council refuses to accept the blessings of eternal life, we will keep the ember for ourselves. Woe to any who disturb our sanctuary! Necropolis sealed. I could purge the corruption from the awakened with a little...
You've released the Overseer from his madness. Now we can investigate his library. Here are his notes. He mentions searching for an ember forge in a dwarven fortress, much deeper in this mountain. He believed it would cleanse the corruption from his awakened ancestors. I will return here another time to learn more, but this ember forge sounds promising. Come, let's go further down. We may not have much time.
The beauty of these sunken gardens shines through an age of dust and decay. Why did they fall to ruin? Could the same corruption that affects me now be responsible for this centuries-old destruction? The thought that this blight could be so ancient unnerves me. But if it consumes me, I must go deep enough that I can never escape to do harm. And there is still hope. A fool's hope, but I cling to it.
These ruins, I've read of them. This is Etheria. Their discoveries are the foundation of my art. Oh, I wish Brink could see this. I have reactivated these 3 rune gates, but it is the 4th that leads deeper. Some threat must have caused the Assyrians to disable it. The destination glyphs are missing. We'll need to find those missing glyphs to continue. Search the active gates while I study this chamber. Hurry, there are many obstacles between us and the Ember Forge below.
You have begun.
Gain experience. You have gained in experience.
Gained fame.
You recovered the glyphs so quickly. Your power is growing, my friend. I will open the last rune gate, but please be cautious. The blighted ember creates abominations. There's no telling what monstrosities lay on the other side. I can't bear to stay in these corrupted tunnels much longer. Find me in Torchlight when you've finished. If this shaking continues, it will destroy the town and collapse the tunnels. Something massive must be stirring below, but I can't imagine what could do this. Go, find the source of these quakes and put an end to them. Something is trying to slow us down. It fears us. I take heart in that.
You have begun a new quest. Water pours from the ruins above and falls down into oblivion. These caverns are lost to time, primal. The ember veins change as I descend, shifting colors, first hidden, then gleaming and glittering. It fascinates me now, as it did when I was young. Even the blight seems more pure here. My experiment may have succeeded if I had used ember from deeper in the mountain, closer to the source. There is still the corruption, of course, but with endless life, that becomes a small matter. Perhaps I will gain more here than I ever imagined. gain in experience. Triggered a trap.
I thought you would come. How could you resist the call of Ordrock? Once this colossus has subdued you, your transformation will be complete.
Well placed. Have you encountered Master Ulrich again? I will have to deal with him eventually. I cannot allow him to become a servant of darkness. We are approaching the Ember Forge, but one final obstacle remains. The Overseer's notes mention an ancient fortress infested with goblins. The hordes prevented him from ever reaching the Dwarven fortress itself. Defeat the goblins, and we'll be close to our goal.
Have gained a task. For hours I could feel the heat building. The rock beneath my feet grew warm, and sulfur burned in my nostrils. As I squeezed through the crack in the rock, I expected to see lava, but still I was unprepared. The glow of bubbling rock blinded my cavern-adjusted eyes, and when my vision cleared, I saw what I at first took to be a fortress. I now know it to be a prison, set upon pillars of rock in a molten sea. Who could build such a thing? What could require such extreme incarceration? I am grateful that both prisoners and wardens have long since turned to dust.
Against Ordrock's will. No matter. The Overseer could not pass this realm, and you will fare no better against the goblin hordes.
Made it to the fortress. Are you feeling the effects of the Ember Blight? Don't worry. We're close to finding your cure. I hope you will continue to help me afterward. Whatever is causing this corruption is too powerful for me to face it my own. Clear a path to the Ember Forge, and I will meet you there.
You have begun a new quest. The dwarves were consumed both from below and from within. Ordrock's minions assaulted the fortress, and his essence flowed through the ember and turned them to his side. The remains of the battle are all around me, but my understanding comes from the ember. He speaks to me through the veins, and I cannot shut my ears to his voice. Despite his immense strength, Ordrock cannot leave the source of his immortality. His essence reaches out through the veins and corrupts without purpose. Such power could transform the world, if only it were freed from this mountain.
Gain in experience.
We found it! I believe I can operate the forge. Books in the Overseer's library describe it in detail. I should even be able to remove the corruption without diminishing the strength the Ember has granted you. Take your place on the platform.
Syl, have you come to join us? I knew you would hear Ordrock's call eventually.
Master Ulrich, you would never serve such a destructive power. It's the corrupted Ember affecting your mind. If Ordrock is the source of this plague, then it is our duty to destroy him.
I taught you about duty, Syl, but it is time for a new lesson. With Ordrock's power, we can reshape the world. Come and meet your new master.
The voice in the ember is only a shadow of Ordrock's true glory. I find now that I have no desire other than to serve him and to show his glory to the world. My years of study are nothing to Ordrock's vast centuries dwelling in ember, but still, my knowledge sometimes surpasses his. His spirit infuses the ember. It could be concentrated further, bringing his voice to the world. Syl will see the potential. Together, we will free Ordrock from this mountain. Kingdoms will kneel before us, blinded by the radiance of our ascendancy. None will dare question the virtue of our art or the power of Ordrock.
I can't believe Master Ulrich has been consumed so completely. Ordrak is the cause. He has nested in the ember for time beyond telling. The twisted creatures in this mountain are a reflection of his heart. His dark spirit runs through their veins. Master Ulrich is crafting dark ember. He brought me here to assist him. I would have done so eventually. I can already hear Ordrak's voice calling to me. You must destroy them, Ulrich and Ordrak both. The dark ember is an abomination we cannot allow.
You have gained a time. Slowed our plans, visitor, but Ordrak's time is endless. All we require now is a willing sacrifice. Once you are dealt with, I will retrieve Syl and complete the Dark Ember. Kneel or perish.
No, I will not be defeated here.
You have begun a new quest.
Ordrak, receive my sacrifice.
Your skills are pathetic.
You have done so much for Torchlight and for me. I cannot thank you enough, my friend.
I have defeated Ordrock, but his darkness still infests the Ember here. Can he truly be dead while his spirit runs through the veins? This is not the end of the evils below Torchlight. I have grown stronger here, but the corruption of our age boils just beneath the surface. I must continue to hone my skills. I will remain a while in Torchlight and await the conflict yet to come.
The cycle is broken. Ordrock will not consume Torchlight as he did so many other civilizations. And yet the corruption remains. Perhaps some part of his spirit lingers even now. I will remain here a while to ensure the town is safe. I understand that you must continue your journey, but there are still unexplored chambers below. We will have to deal with the twisted creatures there eventually, and the treasures you find may prove useful.